Film club.
Which song comes to mind?
Duh, 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 duh,
Me too.
duh, duh, duh.
Not in the film.
I think it's in the later Rockies, I assume so.
Rocky 3.
Is it?
Thank you very much for joining us. Episode of Film Club. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Harrison. To my right, as always, it's Mr. Balboa, Andy Donaldson.
I'm the tiger, that was.
Every single week in Film Club, we invite you along to watch a film with us. We dive into some of cinema's best before coming back here to talk it out. Andy, Rocky 1 this week that does not have Eye of the Tiger in it.
Nope.
Who'd have thunk?
It has the 118 music. Da, da, da,
118.
da, da. That's how I know it.
118.
How bad is that, right? Okay, so the fact I haven't seen Rocky until now, I associate that music not with Rocky, but with actually 118.
The power of parody, man.
I know,
Okay.
I know.
So give us a rundown. What's Rocky about?
Rocky's about an amateur aspiring, I say aspiring, he's 30 years old, so he's kind of potentially past his prime, aspiring Italian-American boxer who lives in Philadelphia called Rocky Balboa. And it's a story of like kind of an underdog. It's a story of someone who wants to be something. He's got the strength, but he doesn't necessarily, he says himself, have the brains. And on the other end of the spectrum, it's about one of the best fighters. You imagine the Mayweather of their time, Creed. He's called, and Creed's fighter. You know, he does something as an injury. He needs to look for a new fighter. He says, "Oh, let's find give it an amateur boxer. He's like his moment. You know, come fight me for the heavyweight title." And then he finds a book and he chooses Rocky, and it's about the build-up and the training to their fight, and ultimately this fight with Rocky and Creed.
What do you think? Because it was the first time seeing it.
Yeah, I watched it and I was really enjoying it, and then it went to the end and it suddenly stopped and I was like, that's it? But then upon looking back, I actually appreciate how they ended it. Going through, I did enjoy it. I think the best way to go about it is your review on, what was it called? The film, the Shawshank Redemption. It's a fantastic film. It's a really good film. But there was a lot of more films I would put better than that. That is a terrible thing. I can't get my words out today. So, like, I think it's a great film, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I think it struggles a little bit in... Well, actually, no. What it has going for it, right? It is one of the best of its genre, but its genre is a very limited one, I think. Maybe hasn't quite had the standouts others have. Like, for example, I don't think this quite reaches, like, Raging Bull.
See, this makes me want to rewatch Raging Bull and appreciate just how good it was, because I know we did it ages ago when I was just getting the 4th or 5th episode of Film Club.
Yeah, really early.
So I kind of like didn't have the same mindset and analytical kind of like foresight as I do now watching Raging Bull. So I kind of want to go back on that and just appreciate it not only as a sports biography, but now. I
would say that although this isn't quite Raging Bull level, I think this is way above and beyond most sports films.
Oh, aye.
And I think, especially given that this is like, what 1976? 1976. So this is 1976 and made on like, I think it's $1 million. Is
that it?
That's all.
Oh shit!
It's a teeny tiny budget.
$1 million.
And it was that teeny tiny budget that
box
actually,
office $225 million. That's insane.
That's what got Sylvester Stallone cast in the role, because it was a way of saving money. Yeah,
he wrote it and he directed it. It's a great character performance by Stallone, and he'll later go on to do many different films and a lot more Rockies, of course, as well. But many performances where he's the sole character, he's the main gaffer. And
this launched his career.
Yeah,
like you didn't. No one knew who Sylvester Stallone was before this.
Yeah.
And he wrote this in like a couple of days, apparently.
No, did he?
Yeah, apparently just like a couple of days he wrote this thing.
Bloody hell.
He sold it to the studio, and the studio were like, "All right, cool, yeah, we'll take it, but we don't want to cast you in the role. We want somebody else." Like with this, like going, "Oh, it'd be great for this guy, great for this guy." And he was like, "No. Like if this thing becomes huge and someone else is in that role, I'm gonna be furious at myself."
Yeah.
So like he was like, "No, I'm doing this." And that's how we're going to save money on casting as well.
I feel like there's some sort of like similarity behind that and him wanting to do this role, an unknown actor, and the idea that Rocky himself is an unknown boxer.
Yeah, I think he wrote a lot of himself into that
which
script.
I really do appreciate.
Yeah.
Going through this film, I enjoyed it. There was parts where I felt like, not that the pace was out, but it was going along at this pace, and I was like trying to keep myself interested at certain points, but then there was points where I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I wobbled, for lack of a better term, through like maybe like the kind of like a third into it, and then obviously they build up the fight, the training, everything. That was class. The fight itself, like my God, that was class. That was so good. Do you not like it?
The fight itself?
Like it? Yeah.
No, I like it.
It's the way you giggled.
But no, I way prefer everything else.
dear.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Interestingly.
I love this as a sports film or a boxing film that has so little boxing in it. It's all about the build up, the mentality, and the characters behind it.
I'm with you in that. But I'm just saying that the fight itself is great. One thing I really enjoyed about the fight is how you can hear the grunts and the moans, and I can't actually remember if there was any music
and you
behind
love
it.
a good grunt and moan.
Well, yeah. But even the way that they talk through the mouthpieces, it's so realistic. It's so realistic, and it's just there, and you feel like you're watching the fight, you're behind the line and all this. I was thinking, fucking right, man. That's really, really immersive.
Yeah, a lot of it does remind me of Raging Bull in that respect as well.
Again, why I want to watch Raging Bull.
And they got hurt doing it, didn't they?
Did they?
Apparently, the two of them hurt each other. I don't think terribly, but like they really bruised each other up while they were hurting.
Oh, so they were probably going for it.
Apparently, yeah.
Course it is. Well, right, okay. So we're going on the characters. Obviously, you've got Rocky's amazing and everything.
Yep. Wonderful launch of career, great performance, all that stuff, and then you get. Are you going to go Creed next?
Yes, I was going to go Creed. Yeah,
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, that's it. Apollo. I can't remember the name. So Carl Weathers. Yeah. Carl Weathers has this amazing, like, I love how he delivers the idea of in the boxing industry. You know, I don't know it back then, but you know, you got this guy is like the best and broad, but he's like trying to promote like being smart into the kids. You know, don't do boxing, go and be a scientist and all that. It's a really good kind of feel good thing. The fact he wants to build Rocky up. Then there was that kind of part where he's like kind of digging down Rocky a bit in the arena. I guess that's just part of it. Is that in the arena and everything like that.
That's
so
like the play of boxing, isn't it? That's like boxing's own sort of like performance. Is that they always pretend that it's a huge rivalry between the two boxers.
But even then, at the end, he's like, I don't want a rematch, and all this. And I felt like Creed's character was a bit like that a bit. So that's kind of I want to watch Rocky 2. Because I understand like that's about Creed and Rocky still. So I kind of want to see him almost have that little bit of redemption about his character because he felt like this amazing class fight, really cool guy. And then it was suddenly a bit like, actually, he's a bit of a dick.
No, but I quite like that because like early on in the film, they'd seeded this idea that he was all about image. He didn't really care about boxing. He was all about image. There's that bit where Rocky's on the TV and his manager or one of his crew is like, you need to come and look at this. Like this guy's insane. He's gonna actually try and fight you like for real. And he's just so like, yeah, it's fine. Well, we need to call so-and-so and send them a basket of flowers. You know, like all that sort of shit.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying about.
It's so much about the appearance for him. So that in that last moment where he realizes, oh shit, I'm in a real fight here. I wasn't expecting a real fight.
Yeah.
I could actually be about to be defeated. I think it makes sense for his character to suddenly recoil from that and go, oh God, I should never get in the ring with this guy again. If he did this in like 4 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Imagine if he has 6 months to train.
Okay, I'll give you that. Okay. All the more reason to watch Rocky 2 for me. I'll probably go and watch it this week. And then you go on to his, we'll start with this little brief bit with his friend, the brother of his, with his partner. Paulie, is he called?
Paulie, yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, Paulie.
Which is like the most quintessentially Italian name.
but
he might as well have been called like Paulie Mozzarella.
Yeah. Very much so. I'm thinking Paulie, I'm thinking a Goodfellas sort of thing. So Paulie's like this guy, and he's backed in, but he's also got this kind of like these vices about him, like his drink, and he doesn't like being overshadowed by Rocky and everything like that. And you can see that pull through, and you have this kind of like hit and miss relationship that ultimately, you know, breaks out really well. You look at that part where he kind of like lets his sister through to see Rocky, which is like the big moment like of the whole film, or, you know, I love you sort of moment. And Paulie's there, he's like helping in the end. She's like up and down. I really like that. I like the dynamic in terms of love and affection for one another, but also their kind of like their problems with one another, especially how it goes on to how his sister, portrayed by Talia Shire. I hope I pronounced that right. She's Connie in The Godfather. Is it Connie?
Yeah. I don't know, because you won't let me watch The Godfather.
Yeah, Connie in The Godfather. And I was like, oh my God, it's Connie. So yeah, all the more reason we need to watch The Godfather. And yeah.
Excuse me, what is the sister's name?
Oh, right, sorry. Adrian.
Adrian!
Yeah, so
Adrian!
I was watching her and she was going, Andy! Like this. I was like, shut up. And she's great now. I love their dynamic. I love how the start she's really shy, and you can see that by he leaves the shop and she goes, bye Rocky, like this. And like, but she's too afraid, and then towards the end she's like, you know, touching and holding him because like she's got over that barrier. I did find Rocky a bit weird at that part in the apartment.
Oh, the rapey scene.
Yeah, I know, right? I know he's like there like this. Like, Christ, you can't do that kind of shit nowadays.
And she's like, no, I need to go. And he's like, no, you don't. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Come on. Come on, you can do it.
I think that's just time. Like, films showing what was kind of like, maybe accepted back then. Now it's just like, no.
Cinema used to really like to paint this idea that like women were like wanting to put up a reluctant face, but underneath they wanted it.
Yeah, oh God,
and
no,
like,
it's not the case now.
Thankfully, we moved away from that. No means no, all that sort of stuff. But See, for me, she was a little bit. I liked her where she got to as a character.
Yes.
I think they wrote her a little bit, or maybe performed her a little bit too weird or too reluctant at first.
Okay.
I think that should have been like a little bit more warm because she comes like so far out of her shell and becomes a very confident person in the space of 4 weeks.
But actually, I think Now you said that, and the fact that it's 4 weeks, you've got a very, very valid point there. I forget it's 4 weeks. It feels like it's about 6 months. But even that dynamic with her and Paulie, where it's just like, I look after you, no, I look after you.
That's a great moment. She snaps back at him.
Exactly, and it's just like that. So it's like kind of like she takes and she goes, you know what? I won't be pushed over anymore. This is my life, sort of thing. Great on her, fantastic.
I love the aesthetic of this entire film as well. The fact that it feels really, really grounded. It doesn't feel very soundstagey. It feels very Philadelphia. Obviously, I mean, for good or for ill, this gave Philadelphia a style and a name and a sort of an identity for a long time. That it was this kind of like grimy, slightly unpleasant place. But like for this film, it works so well.
Yeah,
mix in. I love these tiny little scenes where like
the guys around the fire.
There's a little bit of snow in the air.
Oh right, yeah.
It gives everything such a harsh atmosphere. Yeah, it's great.
But I also in that harsh atmosphere, I like how it portrays this kind of like. Where Rocky lives, everyone just likes everyone.
There's a warmth and a friendliness about it. Like it looks terrifying on the surface, but get to know everybody and everyone's down.
When he walks her down the street, he's taking her down through that car park, and I actually said to her last, I said, he's going to get jumped here. No, he didn't get jumped at all. He was just walking through. He's like, all right, so-and-so, you're right. He's like,
is that where the guy jumps out of the alley? There's a moment where like they're walking down the street and a guy comes out of the alley really quick.
Oh yeah,
I was like, this is about to be like a threatening sort of moment, and actually, he's just like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, you all right?
He's like, you don't do that sort of thing. I was just like, so it kind of throws you off. It kind of puts you in this thing. It's like, actually, stop that. Stop it. Even back in the 80s, we're talking about 76. Sorry, stop with that kind of stereotypical kind of like, you're on edge sort of thing. It's actually a really nice neighborhood, and I did appreciate that very much so.
So. There is Rocky. You can let us know in the comments below what you thought of the first Rocky film, or you can hit us up on Twitter, as always. But we are going to be back once again next week, where we're continuing on the Sylvester Stallone train a little bit with First Blood.
Rambo, First Blood.
I think it's just called First Blood.
Don't push me.
Until then.
Don't push me.
Push Andy.
Don't push me.
I'll push you.
Don't push me.
Push me, Jack. Push me.